Hey guys, Let's Click Reading marafonimizga xush kelibsizlar. Mani ismim Samandar. 2,5 yildan beri ingliz tili va IELTS bo'yicha dars berib kelaman. 3 kunlik reading marafonimiz davomida har kuni bittadan passage ko'rib, uni analiz qilamiz. Demak, bugungi passajimiz The Whale Goes to Court ekan. Xo'sh, bu passajni bajarishdan oldin, bu videoni ko'rishdan oldin avval o'zlaringiz bu passajni bajarib ko'ringlar. Bu videoni ko'rib tushunmagan, xato qilgan joylaringizni ko'rib o'rganib olishlaringiz mumkin. So, let's get into it. So, in 1881, the whale became the subject of controversial court case in New York City. 1818-yilda Kit New Yorkdagi munozarali sudni mavzusiga aylandi. The case involved an owl requiring those who sold fish oil to pay fee in order to have their barrels inspected by city officials and certified. Ish o'z ichiga eski qonun bilan bog'liq edi, qaysiki baliq yog'i sotadiganlar o'zlarini barrels degani bochkalarini davlat tomonidan tekshirtirib o'sha certified ya'ni o'sha registratsiyadan o'tkazilishi, sertifikat berilishi uchun to'lov to'lanishi kerak bo'lgan. However, the oil merchant named Samuel Judd refused to pay inspection fee on 3 barrels of oil, claiming that no inspection was necessary because it was whale oil and whales were not fish. Ammo Samuel Judd ismli yog' sotuvchi to'lovni tekshirish uchun to'lovni o'zini uchbochka yog' uchun tekshirish to'lovini to'lashni rad etadi. Qaysiki bu kit yog'i va kit yog'i bo'lganligi uchun men bunga inspection fee berishim kerak emas, chunki kitlar baliq emas deb aytadi. The state disagreed. Davlat bunga qo'shilmaydi. So the date was set for court to decide not of law but to answer more fundamental question: is a whale fish? Shunday qilib sud kuni belgilandi. Bu o'sha qonunni hal qilish uchun emas, balki ko'proq fundamental questionga, savolga javob topish uchun, ya'ni kitlar baliqmi degan savolga javob topish uchun sud kuni belgilanadi. As simple as that question may appear today, the answer was far from obvious in the early 19th century. Indeed, the 19th century. Bugun kelib savol oddiydak tuyulishi mumkin, ammo buni javobi 19-asrlarni boshiga borib taqaladi. Indeed, the public debate in the New York sparked off by the trial was sensational. Haqiqatan ham New Yorkdagi umumiy bahs o'sha bu sud natijasida New Yorkda umumiy bahs boshlanib ketadi. At stake was nothing less than what's most regarded as the order of nature. At stake was nothing less than. That's great language, you know. At stake degani o'rtada degani. O'rtada turgan narsa. At stake was nothing less than what most regarded as a order of nature. Yani o'rtada tabiatni ketma-ketligi turgan edi demoqchi. Yes. According to the commonly accepted scheme of things, if animal was not beast or bird, it was fish, regardless of whether it breathed air or suckled its young. Ya'ni umumiy qabul qilingan narsalarni o'sha sxemasiga ko'ra, agarda jonivor, yirtqich hayvon bo'lmasa, qush bo'lmasa, u baliq deb qaralgan. Xoh u havodan nafas olsin, xoh, ya'ni bolasini emizsin. For as long as anyone can remember, all non-human creatures had been organized according to the categories of birds, beasts or fish. Ya'ni odamlar esin tanibdiki, hamma inson bilmagan, ya'ni odam bilmagan mavjudotlar 3 ta kategoriyaga uh, kiritilgan. Bular qushlar, yirtqich hayvonlar va baliqlar bo'lgan. For average person, answers seem perfectly obvious. Whales swam in the sea and therefore they were fish. Ya'ni oddiy odam uchun bu javob nihoyatda oddiyday tuyulgan. Kitlar dengizga suzadi va shu sababli ular baliqlar. Against this traditional framework stood a new Linnean system of classification, which sought to introduce more scientific values into the classification of living seas. Mahalliy shu guruhlashga qarshi yangi Linneanni guruhlash sistemasi turgan, qaysiki sought to introduce more scientific values into the classification of living things, yashaydigan mavjudotlarni, tirik mavjudotlarni guruhlashtirishga ko'proq ilmiy qiymatlarni olib kiradi deb qaralgan Linne sistemasi o'sha umumiy qarashga qarshi ishlatilgan. Barely half a century old, in 1818, the Linnean systems controversially classified whales as mammals because they shared two mammalian characteristics. They were warm-blooded and breathed air. 1818-yilga kelib deyarli endigina yarim asr bo'lgan Linnean sistemasi kitlarni sut emizuvchilar sifatida guruhlashtiradi, chunki ularda sut emizuvchilarning ikkita umumiy xarakteristikasi bo'ladi, qaysiki ular issiqqonli va havodan nafas oladi. So trial began in December 1818. Judge defense lawyers chose as their star witness was New York's most prominent figures, the Congressman Samuel Mitchell. Sud 1818-yilda boshlanadi. Jadni himoya lawyer sifatida ular o'sha vaqtdagi New Yorkning eng mashhur odamlaridan bittasi bo'lgan Congressman Samuel Mitchellni tanlashadi. Referred to the living encyclopedia and walking library. Mitchell was a renowned natural history lecturer at the College of Physicians and Surgeons who liked to dare his students to test his knowledge of natural world. O'sha vaqtda Samuel Mitchell tirik ensiklopediya yoki yuradigan kutubxona sifatida qaralgan va u fizika va xirurgiya kollejida natural history, tabiat tarixidan leksiyachi sifatida ishlagan va u ko'p holatlarda studentlariga uni o'sha bilimini testdan o'tkazib ko'rishga undashni yoqtirgan. Yani studentlarga aytgan, mani bilimimni testdan o'tkazib ko'ringlar degan. Show me the fin, I will name the fish. U aytganki, menga suzgichini ko'rsatinglar, men u qanaqa baliq ekanligini ko'rsataman deb u maqtangan. Men aytaman deb maqtangan. Scientifically, it was open and shut case. The judge's defense lawyers believed they only had to do one simple thing to win the trial. Insisted it decided by biology alone. Mitchell seemed fully qualified for this role. Ilmiy jihatdan olib qaraganda bu juda ham aniq ishday ko'ringan. Jadni o'sha himoya loyerlar ishonishganki, ular bu ishda yutish uchun faqatgina bitta oddiy narsani qilishlari kerak. Ular bu o'sha case, ya'ni bu ish faqatgina biologiya tomonidan qabul qilinadi, biologiya tomonidan hal etiladi degan narsaga qat'iy turishlari kerak bo'lgan. Va bu ish uchun Mitchell perfectly qualified deb tuyulgan. Ya'ni to'liq Mitchellni to'liq qo'ldan keladi deb o'ylashgan. But this fair case becomes interesting and is the reason why trial whale is not some dusty 19th century obscurity. Ammo mana shu yerga kelib ish qiziqlashadi va shu sababdan bu kit ishi qayerdagi 19 asrdagi unutilib ketgan qanaqadir o'sha chang bosib yotgan ish emas. For rather than debate Mitchell on his area of expertise, for rather than debate Mitchell on his area of expertise, lawyers from New York City fish oil inspectors chose different tack. Ya'ni Mitchellni sohasida munozara o'tkazishdan ko'ra New York City baliq oyli o'sha baliq yog'i bo'yicha inspektor, New York Citylik baliq yog'i bo'yicha inspektorlar inspektorlarni advokatlari boshqacharoq yo'l tanlashadi, boshqacharoq taktikani tanlashadi. Lead the counsel William Sanson turned the trial into the contest between scientific learning and common sense. Ya'ni qarama qarshi tomonni ishini olib boruvchi advokat William Sampson bu ishni scientific learning, ya'ni ilmiy o'rganish bilan umumiy o'sha common sense, ya'ni farosat, ya'ni farosat o'ylab beriladigan javob bilan ilmiy tarafdan beriladigan javob o'rtasidagi bahsga aylantirib bo'ladi. By asking plain spoken whalers to make their case before the jury. Ya'ni o'sha oddiy savollarni o'sha merchantlardan so'rash orqali ular ishini juriylarning oldida ko'rsatgan. The crux of Sampson's case was trial implication with regard to humans. Should the judge be found guilty or not? Sampson's told the jury members that if they accepted Mitchell's testimony on whales, they were obliged to accept lower place for their own kind of unnatural order. Natural order. Sampsonning ishining asosiy nuqtasi Sampsonning ishining asosiy nuqtasi sudning odamlar haqidagi ma'nosiga borib taqalardi. Agarda juda aybsiz deb topilsa, buni odamlarga nisbatan qanday oqibati bo'lardi? Sampson hakamlarga shunday deb aytganki, agar ular Mitchellni kitlar haqidagi guvohlikka qabul qilsalar, ular tabiat o'sha tartibida odamlarga, odamzodga pastroq o'rin berishlariga to'g'ri kelardi deb aytgan. Buning natijasida, as a result, Mitchell's day in the court did not go smoothly, not least because he was forced to acknowledge serious disputes among his peers in regarding exactly how to classify biological organisms. Buning natijasida Mitchellni ya'ni o'sha suddagi kuni u darajaga yaxshi o'tmaydi. Sudda u yaxshi o'tkaza olmaydi. Not least because he was forced to acknowledge serious disputes among his peers regarding how to classify biological organisms. Va u o'zini do'stlari orasida o'sha biologik organizmlarni qanday qilib guruhlash bo'yicha jiddiy jiddiy o'sha muammolarni qabul qilishga majbur qilingan edi. Sampson then took aim at Mitchell himself and what he represented. Keyinchalik Sampson Mitchellga qarata hujumga o'tish boshlaydi va u nimani ko'rsatishiga privileged aristocrats from scientific community who had lost touch with reality. Va aytganki, lost touch with reality degani haqiqatni unutib qo'ygan. Ya'ni ilmiy doiradagi imtiyozli aristokrat kishilar ular hayotdagi reallikdan uzilib qolgan deb aytgan. The, the smooth talking Simpsons that claimed Mitchell's beliefs had their own origin in Europe, something he rightly judged would infuriate the citizens of always independent New York. Keyinchalik o'sha yaxshi gapirib turgan Samson keyinchalik Mitchellni o'sha fikrlari Yevropada kelib chiqqanligiga haqida gapirishga boshlaydi. Qaysiki u ishonganki, uh, u aytganki, Nyu Yorkni desak bo'ladimi? Um, bu davoni o'zi esa doimo mustaqil deb bilingan Nyu York aholisini g'ashiga tegishini juda yaxshi bilgan. Ya'ni uni o'sha fikrlari Yevropada kelib chiqqanligini va shu narsani o'zini har doim alohida fikrlaydi deb o'ylagan Nyu York aholisini g'ashiga tegishini bilgan. This revolutionary new thing since Simpson claimed it was something that honest working New Yorkers could do without. Uni aytish bo'yicha bu yangi revolyutsion, yangi fikrlash Simpson aytganki, haqiqiy Nyu-Yorkliklar shu o'shanaqa yangicha revolyutsion revolyutsionarniy fikrlashsiz ham yashashlari mumkin deb aytgan. No longer was this case about barrels of oil, but the proper place of scientific knowledge in the USA. Va shundan boshlab hech qachon o'sha uh, bu sud yog' bochkalar haqida emas edi, balki Amerikada ilmiy bilimni joyi haqida edi. Ultimately, what won the case for Samuel Judge were not the Mitchell scientific arguments, but the testimony from different sphere altogether. Buning natijasida Samuel Judge'ni o'sha ishini yutgan narsa Mitchell emas edi, Mitchellning argumentlari emas edi, balki umuman boshqa sferadan kelgan testimoniya edi. In New York's market, the merchants implicitly understood the whale oil and fish oil were not same. New Yorkni bozorlarida sotuvchilar aniq tushunishganki, kit yog'i va baliq yog'i umuman boshqa narsa, bir xil narsa emas. Whale oil could be used as a fuel for lamps because it could be burned without giving off smoke. Xo'sh, kit yog'ini yonilg'i sifatida ishlatish, lampalar uchun yonilg'i sifatida ishlatish mumkin, chunki u yongan vaqtida hech qanaqa tutun chiqarmaydi. Fish oil, on the other hand, was nasty, impure stuff used primarily in tainting laser. Ammo baliq nihoyatda iflos bo'lgan va bu narsa o'sha charmni tanting, qoraytirishda ishlatilgan. In the end, it was this testimony that led to Judd's victory. Va oxirida mana shu narsa Juddsni o'sha sudda yutishiga etgan. The trial of Whale still has relevance today when the court of public opinion remains easily swayed by skeptics. The 1818 trial was really about the question who gets to decide the place of natural world in the human world, scientific experts or public opinion. Bugungacha o'sha kitni sudi, o'sha kitlar sudi haligacha bugun o'zini ahamiyati bor. Va when the court of public opinion remains easily swayed by skeptics. Swayed by skeptics. Qilsak bo'ladi. Chunki hozir chunki odamlar ham ilmiy haqiqatlarga skeptik yoki ommaviy fikrga ergashib ketishlari mumkin deb aytibdi. Uh, Ergashib ketishlari mumkin. 1818 yildagi sud mana shu savolni hal qilish haqida edi. Ya'ni kim dunyoda, tabiiy dunyoda uh, ya'ni kim insonlar dunyosida tabiatni o'rnini, ya'ni tabiatda hayvonlar o'rnini qayerga qo'yishni kim hal qiladi? Ya'ni odamlar dunyosida tabiat o'rnini kim hal qiladi? Ilmiy ekspertlarmi yoki ommani fikrimi? Degan savolga javob topish edi bu sudni maqsadi. Whether the issue today is the effect of human activity on the climate of this planet or one of many other contemporary topics, the legacy of Judd's case continues to be relevant. Xo'sh, bu ish bugungi kunda xuddi odamlarning aktiv o'sha harakatlari, aktivitilari bu planetaga ta'sir qiladimi yoki yo'qmi? Ta'sir qiladimi? Yoki bu ham vaqtinchalik mavzulardan bittasimi deb Judge'ni o'sha suddagi legacy'si bu haligacha bugungacha bog'liq bo'lishda davom etadi. Good. So let's answer the questions then. The inspection fee on fish oil was introduced in New York in 1818. Xo'sh, baliq yog'iga o'sha to'lov inspection fee to'lash New Yorkka 1818 yilda olib kirilgandi degan fikr nima bo'ladi? False bo'ladi. Chunki bu nima edi? Bu old law edi. Bu 1818 yilga kirmagan, olib kelinmagan, yaratilmagan. In 1881, Wales became the court of controversial as a controversial court case. The case involved old law, ya'ni avvaldan bo'lgan eski qonun haqida edi. Bu yoqda esa 1818-yilda yaratilgan deyapti. Samuel Judge argued that the inspection fee should exclude the fish oil. Samuel Judge aniq qilganki, bahslashganki, inspection fee kit yog'ini o'z ichiga olmasligi kerak deb. Bu true. Nimaga? Chunki bu yoqqa aytgan, claiming that inspection was necessary was no inspection was necessary because it was whale oil and whales were not fish. Samuel Judge shunday deb aytgan. Aytganki, inspection fee kerak emas, chunki u kit yog'i va kitlar baliq emas degan. Tushuntirib. Judd had been in trouble with city officials before the inspection fee disagreements. Ya'ni Judge davlat o'sha odamlari bilan, officiallari bilan o'sha inspection fee haqidagi disagreement bo'lishidan ham oldin ular bilan qanaqadir muammosi bo'lgan deb aytibdi. Bunaqa gap o'zi yo'q. Not given. So many New Yorkers were interested in the court case at the time. O'sha vaqtda ko'plab odamlar bu sud ishiga qiziqishgan edi. Bu true. Traditionally much true. Indeed, public debate in the New York sparked off by the trial was sensational. Traditionally, non-human creatures had been classified in one of three groups. Tabiatan inson bo'lmagan mavjudotlar 3 ta gruppaga guruhlashtirilgan. Bu to'g'ri. According to the commonly accepted scheme of things, if animal was not beast or bird, it was fish. degan joylar va all non-human creatures had been organized according to categories: birds, beast, fish. Mana shu yerda emas, aytib qo'ygan. Shuning uchun bu turib. Generally speaking, ordinary people thought fish were lowest form of life. Oddiy odamlar o'ylashgan. Umuman aytganda, oddiy odamlar baliqlar hayotni eng o'sha oxirgi o'rnida turadigan narsasi, hayotning eng oxirgi formasi, eng bo'lmag'ur formasi deb aytgan. So, shuning bunaqa gapni o'zi yo'q. Whales were excluded from lining system in 1881. Excluded. Lenin sistemasida 1818-yilgi Lenin sistemasida kitlar kiritilmagan deyapti. Bu false. Chunki kitlarni kiritgani kitlar mammal sifatida ketgan. Ana, yeah. Also, in the system controversially classified whales as mammals. Acho que o temos útil debate ketgan. So, let's go. Samuel Mitchell worked as a congressman and lecturer here. Samuel Mitchell. Mana. Samuel Mitchell o'sha paytda congressman bo'lgan va anaqa lecturer bo'lgan. College anaqasiga. College of Physicians and Surgeons'da. Bash. 9. William Sampson called as a witness to appeal to the common sense of jury. Call it what? Call it whalers? What disse ordene again? Here, it's highlighted. By asking plain spoken questions to make their case before the jury degan joydan olamiz. Argumentlar haqida ekan. Samsung shart emas. New Yorkers disliked Mitchell because his ideas came from New Yorkliklar Mitchellni yoqtirmagan, chunki ideyalari qayerdan kelgan edi? Uning ideyalari Yevropadan kelgan edi. Here. Ana, Samsung then claimed Mitchell's beliefs had their origin in Europe. degan joydan olamiz. To'g'ri javob bo'ladi. Europe. So 11. In the end, it was statements from local what? In the New York's market, the merchants mana bitta aytgan. Va oxirida keys yutgan narsa Mitchell argumentlari emas, balki boshqa sferadan bo'lgan fikrlar deydi, boshqa sferadan bo'lgan testimoniyalar deydi. New Yorkning marketlaridan merchantlar aytgan, sotuvchilar aytgan. Ular o'sha baliq yog'i bilan kit yog'i boshqa narsa deb aytganligi uchun oxiriga u yutgan. Ya'ni local merchants bo'ladi. Katsini Victoria'siga yetgan degani. Whale oil made a good because it was clean. Ya'ni kit yog'i yaxshi nimadir qiladi, chunki u toza bo'lganligi uchun. Nima qiladi? As a fuel for lamps degan. Chunki it will burn without giving off smoke. Ya'ni hech qo'rmasdan yonadi degan edi. Shuning uchun bo'ladi javob fuel bo'ladi. So fuel 12. Judge's case relevant today. bugun haligacha uni aloqasi bor deyapti. In the debate about Earth haligacha aloqador. Yerni nimasi haqidagi bahsda yerni ana whether the issue is whether the issue today is the effects of human activity on the climate of this planet deganligi uchun bizga to'g'ri javob bo'ladi climate. So that's it. Agarda buni tushunmay qolgan joylar bo'lsa kommentga yozib ketsangiz tushuntirib beraman. So till the next one, have a good one.